10, right?
Yes. All right, back in open session, time is
8:42.
All right, the Board of Trustees will take the appropriate action on items discussed in closed session if necessary. So at this point, A, discussion of possible action regarding construction or architectural issues at Crystal City High School. Ms. Veronica, what is your recommendation?
The recommendation is that this item be tabled for further consideration in July.
By Mr. Bonilla. Second by Mr. Mata. Any comments or questions? All in favor, please raise your hand. Motion passes 7-0. All right, B.
The recommendation is that the board approve the stipend for interim chief of police as discussed in close.
I move.
I got a motion by
Second it.
Mr. Guerrero. I got a second by Ms. Young. Any comments or questions? All in favor, please raise your hand. Motion passes 7-0. C.
Recommendation is to authorize HR to submit waivers for the TAs as discussed in, for the waivers to TA as discussed in close.
I move.
I got a motion by Ms. Guerrero. Nora? Second by Mr. Mata. Any comments or questions? All in favor, please raise your hand. Motion passes 7-0. All right, D.
The recommendation is that the board consider approving the reemployment of at-will personnel for the 22-23 school year.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Mata. Second by Ms. Nora Guerrero. Any comments or questions? All in favor, please raise your hand. Motion passes 7-0.
The recommendation is that the Board of Trustees approve the employment of additional 2022 summer school staff as discussed in close.
Motion. Motion by Mr. Mata.
Second.
Second by Ms. Nora Guerrero. Any comments or questions? All in favor, please raise your hand. Motion passes 7-0. Letter F.
The recommendation is that the Board of Trustees consider approving the employment of new professional staff for the 22-23 school year as discussed in close.
Any motions on the floor? I got a motion by Mr. Mata.
Ms. Veronica, we can't do these three separate?
Oh,
We can't, because I have to abstain on one.
Abstain.
Which one is it?
Yeah, but what about the other ones? I want to vote and abstain on.
Professional staff.
We can't.
In this one?
none.
Okay, so I'm going back to F. Hold on. Let me
Yes.
go back.
Of at-will employees?
No,
Oh, the professional.
professional.
Oh. Do I need to abstain?
Huh?
Do I need to abstain on one of them or no?
Yeah, well, I mean, that's,
I'll just abstain from all of them. It's okay. I'll just abstain from, it's that one we're voting, right, the professional?
Yes.
If I stand correctly, I think Mr. Cruz says that it should be fine, but if you want to abstain, that's fine. That way there's,
Just about me.
you want to abstain also, you can.
To the three employees in the second one,
so this one, yeah. Professional.
I think. Yeah.
That's fine, that's fine. Okay, so
He wants to
we'll
abstain.
go back to it. So I got a motion by Mr. Mata. Anybody want to second that motion?
I'll second it. The other, ouch.
Motion, second by Ms. Young. All right, all in favor, please raise your hand. Mr. Jonathan?
Yeah, he was.
Okay, any against? Any abstentions? Abstaining? Melissa?
Oh, no, I voted for.
Okay,
The three professionals?
yes.
I voted for.
All right, motion passes 5-0-2. All right, letter G.
The recommendation is that the Board of Trustees approve the employment of new at-will staff for the 22-23 school year as discussed in close.
I move.
A motion by Ms. Nora Guerrero,
Second.
second by Mr. Mata. Any comments or questions? All in favor, please raise your hand. Motion passes 7-0. At this point, we'll go back to number 6, action items. A, discussion and consider to approve the nomination for the TASB Board Region 20 position B.
Nominate Mr. Bonilla.
Well, thank you. I'm gonna have to decline. I'm gonna have to decline.
Why?
These names aren't they what they submitted to us?
This is a board, part of the board.
Oh,
The board has to nominate a candidate to fill the position.
Doesn't mean that you're gonna get it, but we nominate.
all right, I decline. That's what you do.
There doesn't have to be a nomination. If you choose not to nominate somebody, you just have to say you don't
No.
have any money.
I mean, was there any of the districts send us a request to nominate any of the individuals?
No,
No, that's
Nominees?
August. That's the recommendations are in August. This is for nominations.
I nominate Mr. Mata.
Second the motion.
It's not a motion, it's a nomination.
Right, okay,
I'll make a motion. Second it.
hey,
He
he nominated.
nominated, he didn't make a motion. I motion.
oh, okay.
I got a motion by Mr. Espinosa. Second by Mr. Bonilla.
Yes.
All in favor? Please raise your hand.
For which one?
Mr. Mata?
Mr. Mata?
For who?
See, you even voted. Motion passes 7-0.
We're going in that direction.
It's late.
Feel more comfortable.
All right, D, discussion and consider to approve awarded RFP 2023-001 Food Service Management Company to Southwest Food Service Excellence LLC.
The recommendation is that the Board of Trustees approve awarding RFP 2023-001 for Food Service Management Company to Southwest Food Service Excellence LLC as presented. So this is all of our work. This is the work that we did with the business department to make the final recommendation.
Yeah, me?
Yes,
They're the same people make the.
yes.
Yes.
Are they gonna make any presentation before us, ma'am?
Mr. Garcia? Do you have a presentation for the board?
There anything, in other words, is there anything you guys want to say? If you don't mind.
Oh, no. Coming up to the podium, Mr. Garcia? Do you want to come to the podium?
This is SFE, right?
Safi, yes.
She started.
Just so I introduce myself, my name is Leo Hicks. I'm the general manager in Uvalde. We currently have a fixed meal rate. Previous year, we were cost reimbursable. So one of the things I wanted to come here and do, I brought something here to explain a little bit more about what a fixed meal rate contract looks like. I can tell you from personal experience this year that the benefit for the district, they really saw it on the cost side, because if you look at what you're paying for now, you pay for food on your side, I'm assuming. Well, in a cost or a fixed meal rate, looking at my district, we went from last year where we made, the revenue for the food service balance was about 120,000. This year, at the end of May, it was about 660,000, because the amount that you're paying for food, you're not sitting with the pressure of the cost of food going up and down. All of that falls on SFE now. All those aspects fall on SFE. So all you have to do, you're just worried about that fixed meal rate, taking care of the kids as far as that, and all the other pressures that come with that kind of alleviate in that aspect. So if there's any other question, I can try to answer from our experience with that, or anything you might have here. Who would you like me to give this to, just so you guys have it on hand?
Thank you.
This is an actual presentation from TDA with
Okay,
that.
thank you.
Yeah.
Whatever happened to the food truck? Is that still operable?
So food trucks were disallowed without USDA approval back in 1920. So any food truck.
That's when we got it.
Yeah. Believe me, because everybody was getting food trucks.
Right.
And they put out guidance following through USDA that any other food trucks would have to get approved through USDA. But that is something that we still try to do if we can.
Yeah.
Who is the person in charge here in the district?
Well, that's ours.
Person in charge in the district, gentleman right here. Oh, at the time,
Yeah, I mean, is around making sure,
this gentleman right here.
So,
I'm the one that goes to all.
I mean, when you guys came in about, I don't know, how many years have you been here?
I've been here only since
This year.
starting November. That's when I.
No, I supported you guys, I mean, from the beginning. And, I'll probably vote again, but, I had a concern with some of the breakfast that was being given to the kids at the elementaries. Same thing, and I think I mentioned it to, Ms. Leones. I
and
don't
Mr.
know if she
Garcia and I
met
did
with
talk about
you
it.
or whatever. It was just, cereals.
The rotating of the breakfast.
But I changed that. I changed all of that.
But they changed after,
I know, I mean, when I started,
Oh.
I saw what they were doing and I said, well, no, we have to give the kids hot meals. So what I just started doing is I intercalate, only 2 days of the week they would get cereal, and then the rest of the 3 days, they were providing a hot meal for them.
but for a while it was cereals most of the time, right?
What, if you don't mind me asking, what's the time frame that was occurring?
All year.
All this school year? This school year?
I mean, we have to bring it to y'all's attention, basically.
I got you.
About 2 months, I mean, I started noticing that.
After the holiday break.
Have the holiday break, okay.
And then, I mentioned it to Ms. Leones and she said she had talked to you guys. Just as long as it doesn't happen again, I mean,
I think
because
I
I mean,
started off, right off the Christmas holiday, that's when I changed it.
Or do you want me to?
no, I think it was changed a little.
I don't know, it was, I can't remember exactly the time, but I did change.
I just wanna make sure it doesn't happen, I mean, because of.
You approved the menus, right?
Well, I didn't make the menu system, already set, but I had started to change it. And then I sent them over to our CNOps so they can approve them.
I can tell you that, and we have some documents from the vendors, that especially during the later months of the year, we're struggling just to get different things, like General Mills wasn't providing anything. I know, what is it, Tyson, we're struggling with Tyson products, getting like chicken patties, things like that for chicken biscuits, items of that nature. I know on our end, we had to get real creative. Kids learned what oatmeal was again. A lot of kids didn't know what that was, based on things that, we try to give them popular items. And we do know it was a struggle this year, and we are trying to work right now. We're already putting in menus going all the way into October, so that our vendor with SFE was transitioned over to Cisco. So we're trying to get those in now so that they have the ability to have the time to get those items going forward. That's one of the things that we're working on now, along with, we just rolled out a new base set of menus that approvals will go over, and any changes to that. So you have an RFP, in your RFP, you have a menu, that will not change and cannot be changed, especially for the first 6 weeks, and that'll actually be rolled into your whole years.
Regardless of the supply chain? Because I know that.
Find a way to make it happen.
That's a discussion that Mr. Garcia and I have had throughout the year, is how many substitutions, once the menu is set, how many substitutions are we making to the menu on a weekly basis?
That is
Doing
something-
two, maybe up to 3 substitutions a week.
Yeah, because of the shortages that we were, we put in the orders for food, and we were just short. I mean, out of 6 items, we were short 3 items.
But the assurance now is that at least for the first 6 weeks, there will be no substitutions to a set menu.
Yep.
Okay.
One of the things, and I'm sure you probably saw it with the commodity items, like NOI items and things like that. A lot of the items that we weren't able to get, like currently in my district, we're still trying to get those items in right now. Cheese sauce, for instance. We put a large order to try to get that. They still are struggling to get those things, but one of the things that we've been assured by our home company is that whatever we have to find to get it, we will make sure that those menus have that. And we'll try to at least do the menus. If we do have a substitution, we have to start ordering. So you start, first day of school is August 22nd. So starting there, we'll try to get things even in July to make sure we have those for those first 6 weeks of school, whatever it takes to do that. We're not gonna try to walk into next year having the same problems we had this year.
Thank you.
I have a comment. Right now, Mr. Garcia, you said what they were doing, you know, in our employees' defense, they don't set the menus. Okay, you guys do.
Yes, we do.
So, I don't think they have anything to do with it. I feel that it is because of them that we have that our food service operates. And I feel that they need to be appreciated and respected at all times.
Well, I wasn't referring to them.
This is just another individual comment that I have for you all, that I feel that these ladies and gentlemen need to be appreciated and respected at all times while they're at work. And like I'm not finished, like Mr. Espinosa said, we don't want to be bringing it up to you guys that y'all need to change it up, because our kids deserve cooked meals, warm cooked meals, not just things out of your freezer and prepared for them, you know. I don't think it's right.
And we have nothing against any feedback, because that's the only way we get better. We don't hear.
Of course, that's why we're here.
Yeah, we don't hear anything where we need to change, then we.
Have a conversation, have a dialogue, and, you know, just, you know, we don't want to be reminding you, because that's your job. That's how come we bring you back.
I got you. Okay.
That's all I have to say.
Thank you. Any more comments? Good.
Y los curly fries, y le pueden acabar con los curly
Yeah.
fries.
Yeah.
Is there a menu item that you would like to see added to your menus, like in the future?
Mr. Garcia and I actually had a good discussion earlier in May about some of the menu changes that we would like to see. So, but he and I can continue having that conversation.
The only other thing is make sure the food is cooked properly. That's it.
Today's burgers were a little.
Red the burger.
See, they were
Several.
red.
We all threw them
We
away.
apologize for that.
We all threw them away.
God's gonna get lucky.
And if you folks have any feedback or whatnot, let us know. I'll leave my business card here too. Help, if anything I can do to help, I'm right down the road. That's so.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
So at this point, any motion to consider to approve?
The recommendation is super.
The recommendation is that we approve the awarding the RFP to SFE.
So move.
I got a motion by Mr. Bonilla.
I'll second.
All right, second by Melissa. Your comments or questions? All in favor, please raise your hand. Any against? Motion passes 6-1. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you.
Again, let her see.
Okay.
The recommendation is that the Board of Trustees approve the proposal from Bethpage Consulting LLC for athletic trainer services as presented for a total of $138,157.50 for a full-time athletic trainer and a half-time athletic trainer.
It's 1.5.
Do we have any
And a half. It's,
do we have any representative here?
Coach Battle, if you want to come to the podium.
Representing these people.
No, Bethpage, so what we're doing is the only way that Bethpage will continue providing an athletic trainer to the district is if we worked in conjunction with Carrizo.
No,
to hire 3.
That's not the issue. I just wanted to know.
Bethpage is none.
Yeah. Okay,
Coach.
sir? What's your opinion on these people?
So we're talking about the trainers, correct?
Correct. The 1.5.
Yes, it's 1.5, so we're gonna have a full-time trainer. It's a family of 3, so it's a husband and wife, and it's a brother of the wife. So what we're gonna do is, we're gonna have the husband, Carrizo will have the wife, and then we're gonna split the brother in half. So on certain games, half like not, but it's half is certain games. He'll be with us in certain games or days. He'll be with Carrizo, and me and Coach Gonzalez will kind of work it out, that schedule, when when that day comes.
What happens when we play Carrizo?
He'll be with us, of course.
So this is because you can't find a trainer or you're,
Yes, we cannot find a trainer, and it's hard to get trainers, so we're using an outside company, and this is what they've been proposed to offer us in conjunction with.
They're gonna be here full time.
We'll have a full-time trainer here, yes, sir, and then
They're not gonna work anywhere else, just Carrizo and Crystal.
just treat that family of three, yes, sir, ma'am.
Where they from?
San Antonio,
Are they moving down here?
I don't think so.
it'll just be an exhibition.
To Uvalde.
And their only job will be trainer.
Yes.
Trainers.
Okay.
The whole year.
No secretary, no assistant, nothing.
They're gonna travel back to Phoenix every day, that's a long drive.
If I'm correct, I think they are gonna travel, I could be wrong on that.
Burn
I
out.
was told that they were going to relocate to Uvalde and then travel to Uvalde.
That's even better.
So they're gonna be available for our games, right?
Yeah, we'll be on this, we'll have one on the sideline, sometimes we'll have two on the sideline.
At least one.
At least one, and then he'll be there every day with us.
It's gonna be for all sports throughout the
All sports, yes, ma'am.
What's your recommendation, ma'am?
Recommendation is that the Board of Trustees approve the proposal from Beth Page Consulting for athletic trainer services as presented for a total of $138,157.50.
I'll get a motion by Mr. Mata,
Second.
second by Ms. Nori Guerrero. Any other comments, questions? All in favor, please raise your hand. John? You're not good? Any against? Motion passes 6-1. All right, D,
The recommendation is that the Board of Trustees approve the physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy, and psychological diagnostic contract between Crystal City ISD and Ms. Corbin Scarpa School Therapy Services for physical therapy, occupational therapy, speech therapy, and psychological diagnostic evaluations for the 22-23 school year. This is an ongoing contract.
Second.
I got a motion by Melissa, second by Ms. Nori Guerrero. Any comments or questions? All in favor, please raise your hand. Motion passes 7-0. All right, E,
The recommendation is that the Board of Trustees approve ending the mask mandate in district facilities and buses for Crystal City ISD, including summer school programs.
My motion.
I got a motion by Mr. Mata,
Second.
second by Mr. Espinoza. Any comments or questions?
Yes, I think we might be a little bit premature, from what all the reports I've seen, especially coming out from the CDC. We can expect another wave, and, I know that we can always bring it back, I understand that, but, why bring it back, just keep it the way it is, just to be on the safe side. Well, that's in my opinion.
I agree. I have a friend come in that works at the hospital at Emmett, and they've actually seen a rise of COVID cases in the area. And it's not like COVID, it's the variants that keep coming back that just won't leave us alone.
Yeah,
What do we currently have in place on this?
the mask mandate? It's
Yes,
in
I mean,
place.
it's in place, okay.
I don't know, I feel.
Make it mandatory.
That's great.
Whoever wants to.
If they want, if they don't, that's fine.
Recommend.
Well, there's a motion on the floor, sir,
What is the motion?
The motion is to.
and
In the mask wearing?
The mask mandate. All right, any other questions? All right, all in favor, please raise your hand. Any against? Motion fails 3-4.
All through summer school.
So it'll stay in effect all through summer school.
All right, F.
The recommendation, and this is, I'm going to ask Coach Battle to come back up and present the Board of Trustees his recommendation for the new team logo. The recommendation will be to approve the new team logo for the 22-23 school year.
So here's the logo here, guys, so pass it around for you guys.
That's one for each board member.
Oh, and the helmet.
Yes, ma'am.
I need,
So
I'm vigilant.
I
I
also got it for you.
there you go,
didn't get one.
There you go, man.
Thank you.
finally.
Thank you, sir.
Tenela. Ese es el más bonito.
La cara, ¿verdad? La cara tiene de un
Como es 3 degrees.
Pues only the parking.
Poco estaba like,
Haz bomba esto, haz bomba esto,
Gracias.
I have one there. Uh-huh, yeah. Oh, you like that one?
where's it going?
Stay for this.
Done?
Very nice.
As you can see on the helmet, that's kind of the mod we got made for us, presented from AU Concepts. It kind of has our logo on the sides and has our motto on the back, win the day as well. We went with the gold instead of a yellowish on the helmet. Still incorporating the hog, of course, and the CC, Crystal City, which is very dear to all of us. That's our logo. That's what I'm wanting to start branding, like I mentioned in my last time I was up here, start branding and start doing shirts and hats and start getting that stuff out as fast as possible. Passing that along, I'm sure you guys want hats and shirts and stuff like that with this logo. So,
It's a logo on old helmet?
yes, ma'am. These are no helmets, our reconditioned helmet. We just got this today. Coach Namitas barely put this on probably about 5 hours ago. Hey, coach, he came in, he's all excited. The staff's excited, and I think everybody's excited.
Did you get on video, Juan?
It's not on video, it's not up there. You got it right.
You want to pass it on to the
Yes, ma'am.
directors and the principals so that they can take a look at it?
Put it on, Ms. Martinez.
It's a small.
Go Hogs, go.
My son will be wearing one.
Accommodations.
The recommendation is that the Board of Trustees approve the new team logo for the 22-23 school year.
So move.
Motion,
A
second.
motion by Mr. Bonilla, second by Mr. Espinoza. Any comments or questions? All in favor, please raise your hand. Motion passes 7-0.
Yeah, yeah. Next step is to change that.
Closer.
Monday?
You got his time? Yeah,
9:10. I know 9.
you marked it.
La novela, no te quiero ver.
You ready?
All right, next one.
The recommendation is that the Board of Trustees approve opening a new professional position of Chief Information Officer as discussed and closed during personnel matters.
Motion.
I move. Oh,
You said the money was gonna come out of the
Esther, for now.
ESSER for now.
Got a motion by Mr. Mata, second by Ms. Nora Guerrero. Any comments or questions? All in favor, please raise your hand. Motion passes 6-0. Next one.
The recommendation is that the Board of Trustees approve adding an additional instructional aid position at Sterling H. Fly Junior High to meet their science enrichment needs.
move.
Got a motion by Ms. Nora,
Second.
second by Mr. Bonilla. Any comments or questions? All in favor, please raise your hand.
Oh,
Motion passes 6-0.
no. Or somebody leave?
Yes, Ms.
Yeah, Rey se fue.
All right, aye.
The recommendation is that the Board of Trustees approve the addition of an LVN at Lorenzo de Zavala Elementary School since their CNA has retired.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so we're making an LVN instead of a CNN?
Correct.
Yes, ma'am.
CNN.
CNA.
CNA.
So move.
Second.
Motion by Mr. Bonilla. Second by Ms. Nora Guerrero. Any comments or questions? All in favor, please raise your hand. Motion passes 6-0. Letter J.
The recommendation is that the Board of Trustees approve the purchase for the CCISD Police Department as presented by these two vendors. And if you have any questions, Mr. Officer Hughes is here to answer any questions that you may have.
Yes. Where are they? Where are they? What page are they on?
We're on page 221 and 222.
Okay.
Is there a delay on trying to get these?
There's no delay, no.
No delay at all?
They have everything stopped.
What is what is the time frame to get them in?
I believe they said
once we
about 2 to 3 weeks.
Okay, just for clarification purposes, you're ordering guns also?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It was recommended,
I made some calls and, you know, did some research. And the reason for that is that everybody carries their own gun, right? So one carries a 40, the other one carries a 9. So if there's a situation, God forbid, right, there's a situation in the building, and one of us fall, the other one can get the.
Come over here, sir.
Yes, sir.
Neighbors.
So if there's a situation in the building, if somebody falls and the other officer can get that weapon, can use that magazine, you know, and can use that ammo, and we all can be, you know, we're gonna have the same weapon. And also the police department here, the sheriff's office, and almost everybody around here are going to the Glock 9, which, so everybody would have the same weapon. I think it's an advantage for us.
And,
Bless you.
salute. Those Glocks, there's 17 rounds in the magazine.
17 rounds, yes, sir.
How big is a gun?
It's a
Regular Glock.
regular Glock.
It's not subcompact, is it?
No, it's not a compact.
Does it have a laser on it?
It does not have a laser.
Ooh, mine does. So you know what you're shooting at.
Yeah, it does not have a laser.
You have a better aim
It
though.
had it,
But you have a better aim, you're trained.
had it.
Cool beans.
What's Hornady Frontier 223 Remington 20 BX 55 grain? Are those bullets?
Yes.
They are for what vehicle? I mean, what weapon? Do we have the
We
weapon?
ordered 1,000 for each gun, the 90 for the 9 Glock, and we ordered for the AR-15, 1,000 rounds. So a total of 5,000 rounds. For the
We have AR-15s?
5,000 rounds for AR-15.
We have AR-15s in our,
It's on the quote.
so you're asking for us to approve the purchase of an AR-15?
Yes, sir.
Where would it be located?
It's gonna be located, we're gonna buy some, we're gonna purchase some safes, and it's gonna be located in the office, safe, and then there's gonna be a patrolman or whoever's, you know, out there roving around, which is probably gonna be the chief. He's gonna have one secured in his vehicle.
And Mr. Rios,
Yes, ma'am.
you're the interim right now, so you're in charge of like dispensing this ammo to, and you know what everybody's getting.
Yes.
County.
Now, in regards to, I mean, that's a good question. So in regards to all this ammo coming in, do you have somewhere to put it?
We have a big safe at the junior high right now that I don't know if it's gonna, if we're gonna move to the old DAP or not, but if we do, we're gonna place the old safe there and put everything in there for now. We do have a big safe at the junior high.
And everything should fit into that safe?
Yes, sir.
Officer Rios, and you are ordering a ballistic shield for everybody, for your entire team?
That'll be, I believe I have 3 on there. They're pretty expensive, so, 3 ballistic shields, 1 for the junior high, and 1 for the elementary, that'll cover all.
Not expensive in lieu of what's been going on.
No, it's not.
No, it's
It
not.
says here 5.
Does it?
It says 5 ballistics, and then another 5 side ballistics.
That's the one.
The carrier, or
Oh, okay, okay. So you're only getting 3?
3.
You should get,
We can
I don't see,
can purchase
I can add it.
the radios, things like that would not fall under this, will be under technology.
the radios are on page 223.
Next page?
Okay, that would be for
On the,
that's for our officers. Okay.
And you have,
The officers
have your officers wear them at all time?
Ma'am?
The radios, you have your officers wear them at all time?
All times.
Okay.
all right, Ms. Briones, what is your recommendation?
The recommendation is that the Board of Trustees approve the
Thank you, sir.
purchase that CCID Police Department needs as presented.
can I make the motion, but that we include the 5 of the ProTech Intruder G2s?
Okay,
Yes,
so,
ma'am.
Yes, updated to 5 then. All right, any seconds?
I'll second.
Second by Ms. Melissa. Any other questions besides adding the 2? All in favor, please raise your hand. Motion passes 6-0. All right, letter K.
The recommendation is that the Board of Trustees consider purchasing the network equipment supporting subscription licenses as presented on page 226 and 227.
I can put it by K.
What was that?
Did I?
K.
We skipped K. Discussion and consider approve the expenditures for the AD.
Athletic department.
I have, no K,
You have no K on yours?
no K. But I don't have K.
Oh, on yours.
It's on our agenda.
Yeah, except that I don't have anything to show you.
Okay.
What page is it on? My 226 didn't reflect that.
No, it's, it should be page 220, oh, it should be page 225.
Oh, there he is.
You got enough for everybody? Big man, big man. Thank you, sir. Missing right here.
Alright, so here's the items, that I'm asking for that we're gonna need for the upcoming season to get us ready for August 1st, or I'm sorry, when we start our athletic, such as football, cross country, and volleyball. What's not on here is just the helmet decals, because I didn't know how that was gonna go, but I just got the quote on that, and it's about 26 or 75 decals. And that should cover that. As you see, these are things that we needed. We assessed our itemized list to see what we needed. We first went through all our equipment inventory, and then we said, all right, this is what we need, this is what we don't have. We went through it, we do not have any knee pads. There is no knee pads for, if we would start football right now, we probably only stood out about 6 or 7 guys with knee pads. What they're having to do now, what they've done before is, you know, those old hip pads are there, they rip them off, and they give those to kids, you know what I'm saying? Safety issue. On this, because it doesn't cover the whole knee and cutting it the right size, so that's one of the things. Other things is game balls, we don't have any game balls, we have about 12 game balls, so we're upping that as well. These are all things we need, step over dummies, mouthpieces, we have no mouthpieces. I looked around, it's up everywhere, there's no mouthpieces. We also got uniforms for volleyball, so there, what I told my staff is, you don't usually get uniforms 2 years in a row, so they say they haven't had uniforms in a couple of years. So this is one of the items that they needed as far as uniforms and shoes for the volleyball and cross-country teams, and such like that. So we kind of went through our list and these assessment lists with my staff, and we said, what do you guys need to be successful, and what do you guys need for your kids to be safe? And this is the list that we came up with.
So in reference to that, sir, your goal is to make every coach responsible for the uniforms? Because you said we're gonna use them for 2 years, right? So there, you are expected, if they get 100 uniforms, you expect 100 uniforms at the end of the season,
Yes, sir, no, and that's a thing I've heard in the past to where, they're not getting uniforms back. I could say on my end, I got all my uniforms since football back. We got every jersey that we gave out, we returned those jerseys. And that's the thing that I'm having in my meeting, my coaches again in July, our first meeting, July 28th, is uniforms, very important, they're very expensive, you guys know that. You see the prices on there as coaches, you know that because you buy them, you order uniforms. So handing out uniforms is not just something we take lightly.
So this is the middle of June. You can get all this by August?
We got all the quotes in, we're talking to vendors, our best as soon as possible. As soon as we get the okay, we're gonna go ahead and go get those invoices and get it paid, and then hopefully it'll be here by August. I hope so.
maybe we can tie in the stipends, the coaches making sure they're responsible. They want our kids to be responsible, they need to be responsible too. In case they don't return equipment and stuff.
Cited with HR. All of this money is gonna come out of local, we don't need to tap into the fund balance for this.
I had a question. Coaching school. What are your expectations for your coaches when they go over there? Because
So my expectation is you get a certificate of completion. So the attending the trainings, you have to give me back a certificate saying, I went to this clinic, I heard this, and then I'll put that in my file on coaches.
expectations that maybe they can implement whatever they learned over
So
there
the best thing is like,
with you.
yeah, the best thing is like, the reason why I'm pushing coaches school so hard is, as you go to coaches school is a group of coaches. That way you can bounce ideas off each other, and if I hear something, I miss something, and bring it back to Crystal City that applies to us, that can help us be successful.
And you have all your coaches in place?
I have, yes, ma'am. All the coaches are now in place, maybe in one or two, maybe have to get moved, but for now, yes, ma'am.
Okay, and this is just for what you need right now. This has nothing to do with your wish list on the budget?
This is
Nothing
all
else?
immediate right now to get us set for August.
And the helmets refurbished, certified, everything's good to go?
There's.
Did you lose any?
Sorry, say-
Did you lose any when you send them off?
they didn't tell me we lost any, so we had 47 for high school, and then we had 32 for middle school. They didn't say anything about losing any. And the thing with helmets, I talked to Mr. Bjorns about this, is kind of what we do is, you don't order a lot of helmets, kind of just refurbish your pile, is you don't order all helmets, order about 6 helmets, 2 on each size, and and every year you order 6 more, and then those ones that get lost, you're just already gaining that way. Same thing we're doing shoulder pads. Shoulder pads on this list, I ordered 10 new shoulder pads, and same thing with the sizes, and then every 10 more. I'll take you guys to my equipment room, you're like, oh wow, the same shoulder pads you used 15 years ago. So things like that can become a safety issue, so we're just working out refurbishing it this way. Not ordering it in bulk, because that'll hit us. We're ordering 10 to 15 quantities a year at a time to kind of build up our stockpile.
Recommendation.
The recommendation is that the Board of Trustees consider approving the expenditures for the athletic department, including the helmet decals that are not included in the list.
So move.
Second.
I got a motion by Mr. Bonilla, second by Mr. Mata. Any other comments or questions? All in favor, please raise your hand. Motion passes 6-0. All right, L.
The recommendation is that the Board of Trustees consider the purchase of network equipment, support renewal subscription licenses as detailed for you on page 226 and 227. And Jesse?
Basically a renewal for support from the company for equipment. In case you have issues, we can always call them and have them upgrade our firmware remotely. And if we require a network engineer, we have one that we have a block of hours with. And if he has trouble, he can always contact the company and have support from the company. If we don't have the license, they won't support him and he can't support us. And so we need to have this equipment. Also, if there's something faulty, they can replace the equipment. And if we don't have the license, then we have to buy a new piece of equipment whenever it fails. Basically a warranty that's added on every year.
But because it exceeds the purchasing authority, we have to bring it to you.
Right. What's the recommendation?
The recommendation is that the Board of Trustees approve the subscription license purchase from CWG.
Okay, is that the quote that's here, that's addressed to Tony? And those quantities, individual price, those are the actual licenses, or what was it, our Chromebooks?
3 licenses, is that what we're looking at?
Yeah, these are the licenses for the HP Aruba Central Foundation, which is the main software that's on the cloud that we go to connect to all our equipment. We have 168 wireless access points, 72 Aruba 2930 switches, that's in every IDF, and we have 1 core switch. We have 5 Aruba 3810 switches, and that's 1 per campus. And that's what we're asking for licenses for.
Okay.
Any motions?
Recommendations to approve?
Yes, sir.
So move.
Got a motion by Mr. Bonilla,
Second.
second by Mr. Mata. Any other comments or questions? All in favor, please raise your hand. Motion passes 6-0.
Thank you, Jesse.
You got anything important on 7?
Information discussion, this is just our final enrollment as per the school year. And if you don't have any questions on enrollment, I'll move on to the very preliminary scores that we have received from Cambium. I don't want to comment too much on this because it's really not reflective of anything in particular. We don't know what the cutoff scores are going to be. We know how we fall. We know what percent of instruction we have gained after COVID. But beyond that, I would really rather wait until August to give you the final report.
Ma'am, going back to the district enrollment, you had mentioned about submitting some waivers from the last days of school.
Correct.
Those were submitted and they've been approved?
Yes. Well, they haven't been approved, but they've been submitted. But TA is aware. TA is aware of our situation and Carrizo's situation.
But you did say summer school was pretty active, pretty full?
Yes.
That's good.
Anybody have any questions through informational items, the appraisal district, tax collection,
Legal fees.
legal fees, CC, ISD, PD, business office report?
And hopefully, next time I get the report, it'll be zero reference to that particular line item that we discussed.
Yes, sir.
Our officers we're all on campus full time.
Yes,
I'll
sir.
discuss that with them.
That's my wish, man.
All right, we go number 11, adjournment.
I move.
About the teacher incentive allotment,
Nope.
we have a designee that's coming back to the district.
Mrs. Garcia?
On the teacher incentive allotment, when we had spoken to Region 20 about the teacher that could possibly join us from a neighboring district, they had stated that we have to honor what the previous district has in place, and we are going to do that. On page 253, I put the sample language that we can abide by, and the one that we would abide by would be the sample 2. He is a designated teacher already.
Okay.
So, Ms. Briones, I think this is a win-win for our district. When the teachers become a designee, their scores have gone up apparently. And I think if other teachers saw the amount of money that this young teacher has been receiving in La Pryor, they would like to have that kind of salary as well. It's the perfect way for a rural district and a school with low scores to get teachers in a six-figure salary. That's the only way we could do it financially.
So we are looking at possibly joining the next cohort for TIA. So we'll spend part of the summer looking at what that design will look like here locally.
Cool. Anybody have questions? 11, adjournment.
I move.
Got a motion by Ms. Nora Guerrero,
Second.
Mr. Bonilla. Any comments or questions? All in favor, please raise your hand. Motion passes 6-0. Time is
9:30.
9:30.
What?
This is ours to keep for the,
Yes, ma'am. But that's a draft, and I'll give you the final in July.
It's okay, I'm gonna have to deal with it.